Any kind of an incident, okay?
Okay, so now we gotta see how I can get this on here. It's showing the Google, which is weird.
Mike, bring it down just in case.
Oh, I know, that's
Okay.
okay.
Cool, that's cool.
Fail to start video camera. I don't care about that.
Okay,
Let's see if this is gonna do.
so, but you're right there, click on that.
Right, but this isn't gonna lay over it. Which is weird, because like I said, I know that this happened when I did my, when I did the cooking thing. Oh, in it, maybe it's here.
Color one
Start-
or, are you looking for the password?
No,
No. Sure, school.
why does this keep coming? Start video, why is this start video? There's something wrong with this. This cannot start video. Please select another video camera. Seriously?
Is this Adele?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get mine. If I can use that power cord, mine will probably work.
This is weird. Fuck.
No.
Why
You
is
have
this?
everything you sold in the last 10 years?
No, you referred to.
Not casting them.
Another question.
Can you email
The things that they see us
Mm-hmm.
more than anything. And I think they can hear everything we're saying. Hi, everybody. Because we're not muted, but that's okay. Hi, everybody. We're having technology issues.
Mm.
Let me get on here where that arrow is.
Mm-mm.
The arrow, the up arrow.
It's so weird why it's not.
I wonder if you close, close that.
No, it's just, it'll still show that one for some reason.
All right, so now talk to Frank.
So did the two
I-
family Somos?
Thank you.
Right there.
I remember when I did the cooking thing,
Yeah,
I,
there's the glasses.
My baby was.
oh my God, Melissa,
Use the mouse.
it's all right. There's no room here to use the mouse.
Still very good. It's
See
easy.
me well?
It's just lose their hearing.
Sure. You guys are gonna have to get in frame here. And I'm going to see if they can even hear you.
You, so we just maxed up? You comfortable with that, Melissa?
Yes.
Can you guys hear us? Can you shut that one off?
Yes.
Um,
I see shaking
on.
hands. Hi, everybody.
You guys might have to yell.
Hello.
Talk, see if they can hear you.
Hey, can you hear us, everybody? Hello? Give a thumbs up if you can.
Can hear
you. I think you need to push it back.
We can, it's a little distant though.
Everybody sees that too?
Do you have a bright? Asked it, but.
This is the host's computer. It's the host. You wanna-
I already signed on in here from that one. You can leave it on, I don't care, it doesn't matter. As long as you just like mute it.
Speak up.
You guys, so we can't see Zeb. You guys are gonna have to sit next to each other.
You good?
Sounds to be very-
I've been vaccinated.
Can you hear them?
Turn up to the max volume.
Not really.
Yes, I can hear them.
Turn up to the max volume.
It is.
Can you hear us, if I just
Just
start
have to
talking?
speak up.
Can you make out what I'm saying?
Only people over 50 should answer that question.
I can hear, and I'm over 50.
Oh, all right, girl, you're good.
Great,
All
thank
right.
you.
You're gonna just have to scream.
That's good, it'll work. Thank you. for
Sorry,
tuning in,
guys.
everybody.
Yep.
Thank you for
Sounds
sending.
good. I think you guys know everybody here on the panel, so just a couple things to point out. Number one, I was on time, okay? The technology wasn't. Number two, nice tie on, they shaved, they showered, you gotta look, fake it till you make it, look the part. Cell phones in the car or the vehicle, don't bring that in. This thing starts ringing in the middle of the appointment, that's not too cool. Fine if the clients, but not you. Have everything you need with you or in your briefcase, all your objection handling techniques and positive attitude, right before you come in, you're thinking, they're listed with me today, I'm not leaving until I get the paperwork signed, okay? All right. So Steve and Melissa, thank you so much for having me over here. You know that Lori is my next door neighbor. How do you guys know Lori? Alani?
I know her through, I don't remember.
I thought it was high school.
Oh, through high school. I know her through high
Yeah,
school.
cool. She's an awfully nice lady. Her ex-husband, as you might remember, he opened up the alumni cafe, right?
That's right.
So when he closed, her kids were working there. They always said that what made that pizza was the pan. She took every single pan that's there in her house. She still had all those pans. She's waiting for someone to make her an offer to buy it. So she's a neat lady. So. But we'll get going. Start
Thank you.
talking about selling your condo here at Mahar Parkway. So I wanted to ask you, have you guys ever sold before?
I have not sold with the Realtor, but I've bought with the Realtor.
You just bought with one?
And I did prior to us meeting on my property.
Excellent. All right. So you sold it yourself. Are you still a licensed agent or?
I'm still a licensed agent. It was done many years ago, so technology has changed. Not to give my age away, but back then they had books that looked like a telephone book that you went through to find property to purchase and or sell. So I haven't done it since.
I was doing it then too, Steve, so don't worry about that.
Yes, I'm right here.
Exactly.
I don't think he needs to know that.
Okay.
So Is there anything, any particular trait or characteristic in the realtor you're gonna hire that you're looking for?
I would like my realtor to sell my property for more than my neighbors sold theirs for.
For more than the neighbor, huh? Which particular one is that, 101 or 103, or which unit?
I don't know, I don't remember. I just heard that somebody sold for a lot of money recently, and I want to get as much as that.
So, okay, your motivation is to get the most.
I want to get the most money.
Do you agree with that, or what are you looking for in a realtor?
Well, understanding the business to a point, having been in years ago, just want to have communications.
Communication,
I
wonderful.
want the right value, and I want communication, meaning even if nothing's gone on for a week, I want to hear from you that says, not much has happened, but this is what we've done to try to help sell your home. I'd like to be kept up to date with some of the other properties, and I know you haven't started your presentation yet, that may have been on the market, went under agreement, and possibly sold while we're on the market, so I can, through you, get knowledge of what's going on in the marketplace with a condo similar to what we have.
Gotcha, that's great. Okay, so you're looking for at least weekly communication. I'm hoping that it'll be more frequently than that, Steve, because it'll be a hot market. It is a hot market.
Okay.
There'll be more people coming and stuff, and it'll be stuff to talk about. I mean, hopefully every day, every other day at least, you know,
Right.
so that's good. And then you want to be kept up to date on what's happening at Mahara Parkway County. So
Right.
that's great. That sounds good.
Is that good?
That's good, yes. Thank you.
Is there anything that because you've been thinking about selling this house, you're gonna move to Canada, you said, right?
Well, actually, I'm moving to Canada.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's, okay, well, just so you know, obviously it's a confidential agreement, so, you know, if somebody says to me, why are they selling?
Surprise!
I'll just say something along the lines of the condo no longer suits their needs. Fair enough?
That's fair enough, yes.
So, fair enough, okay, so I get it now. Is there one thing about selling this condo that makes you like wake up in the middle of the night and just jump out of bed like, oh my God, we're not gonna be able to sell the condo because anything?
Not in particular outside of, I just would like, I would like everyone who sees it to understand that it's just a little bit nicer than everyone else's. So I would like your recommendations to make sure that buyers who walk through my condo know that mine is special and is more special than everyone else's.
And could you mind, I'm gonna walk around in a little bit and jot down the things that I see that buyers, through buyers' eyes and stuff like that. So what are some of the things that make it special for you? So I can be sure to note them.
Well, I have special paint on my walls, you know, it's very expensive paint. It's Faro and Ball paint, and that's very expensive, and I need to make sure that people know that,
Faro and Ball,
Faro and Ball.
okay.
And also, you know, I have Karastan carpeting as well, which is, you know, a very high-end, beautiful product.
Sure.
And this condo just feels nicer than everyone else's, it just feels nicer.
And Steve, anything keeps you up at night thinking about selling the condo?
Federal involved, no. Actually, no, nothing. That was my wife's decision to use that type of paint and carpet, and always tried to please her up to a certain point, so I don't know what the difference is
Right.
with the paints, other than my lovely wife wanted that type of thing. So I know I have an idea of what needs to be done. I just want to hear what you want to think about the value, and then you can tell me how you're going to market the property. I'll tell
Great.
you.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm gonna go over that in just a little bit.
All right.
All in due time. All right, great. And is there any concern you have about getting it ready to show? Like, you have to clean the Kara stands or buff up the Faro and Ball? You know, touch up the Faro and Ball paint?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
We're pretty far along.
Excellent. All right, sounds good. And you said Canada. Have you decided, have you thought about where you're gonna be going to, Steve?
If my lovely wife's going to Canada, I'm probably gonna go to Florida.
Florida? Yeah. And how soon do you each need to be in your respective spots?
As soon as possible.
Okay, do you agree with that?
Whenever the sale is gonna happen, I'm all set on the other end.
Sounds good. So you both are not, but contingent on having a place to go. You'll be able to make it
No.
work. That's great.
Right.
Just
We
open up.
have a place to go,
You
yes.
open up to, you know, many more buyers that really have to move, are able to come and buy your place. That's great, you know?
When you say that, do you mean buyers that are trying to many buyers that are gonna come to look at the property, or many buyers that may want to purchase the property?
Yeah, so what I mean by that is that if you said to me, we don't have a place to go, and we need to put it on the market, but subject to us finding a place to go,
Yeah,
that's called contingency on suitable housing. There's gonna be buyers out there, Stephen, most of that, their company says, hey, you get to Braintree, you get here by the end of May or 15th of June, and you're here, you've gotta be here, all right? So they have to have something in place, right? And if they see, or their agent sees on the agreement that is subject to suitable housing, they might not even come and look at your property, because they're like, oh, I might never get that place, what am I gonna do, live in a hotel? Motel 6 is closed, and what are we gonna do, you know? So they won't even look at your place, so that, you've removed that, you've opened up the broader spectrum of possible buyers, which is great. So,
okay.
Will we get to choose the closing date?
all of the dates, Melissa, are negotiable, so it's up to you. When I get an offer or offers, I'll present them to you, we'll go over that as well, because it's only gonna be the three of us talking about it. You can look at the closing date, we can also discuss it on the paperwork when you hire me to sell your house, and say closing of such and such date or after is preferred, or as fast as possible, whatever you think. You know? So what would you want to do for a closing date?
Well, it may depend on the offer. You know, if they're offering me a really high price that even exceeds my expectations, I would be willing to vacate earlier. But if it's not the price I want, then I'm gonna be pretty fussy about when I'm gonna have to leave. I have to
I
arrange.
think it means that we're gonna be fussy.
We're gonna be fussy. Sorry, dear.
Okay. Sounds good. And then, scale of 1 to 10, right? 1 is no way, Jose, and 10 is absolutely positively. What's the chances that you'd want to have this condo sold and gone in the next, say, 60 days? Melissa, you want to start?
I'd be very happy if we could be gone in 60 days.
10?
10.
10%, also, yeah. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I mean, is that fair to say that you can do that?
I'm going to show you when we get to the clearables I have here with me. I just want to go in a minute and look around the condominium, and then I'll come back and present that to you. Most of them are selling within 30 to 60 days. That's correct. We're coming out of the winter though, you understand? So a little tougher in the winter time. Generally, I'll go over the market for breaking condos. They're moving pretty quick. So if we get to 30 days, there's probably something wrong. We may have picked the wrong price. But let's plan on not getting to 30 days. How's that sound?
When you say 30 days though, we won't be moving out in 30 days. You're talking about the property not being sold, but under agreement in 30 days.
That's correct, yep.
How many days thereafter before we would close?
That's a great question. That was what Melissa was saying, is it's negotiable. You guys can tell me the dates you want. So when the offers come in, I present them to you. If it's a super quick, because they're cash and they want to move, and you guys can't do it, you can push back and say, I'm sorry, can we have 45 days from the purchase and sale?
Yeah.
All right, or maybe you want to accept that and be out here in 3 weeks. It's up to you guys. So, all right, you are in control. It's your condo until the end. So you have control over all that. Make sense?
Mhm.
All right, great.
Yes.
And then any kind of particular marketing you're looking for me to do? I know you want me to mention the Pharaoh and Ball and Kerosene carpets, anything else?
I would like as many people as possible to know that my condo's for sale and know that it's better than everyone else's.
Better than everyone else. Good. Okay, great. Steve,
Can you ask me that again?
is there any particular marketing that you're looking for me to do as your agent?
The fellow that markets it, so
All
as
right.
I know, the way to go is everybody's online today. I hear that newspaper ads are less of them. The type of guy that still gets a lot of newspapers and do read the ads.
Good for you.
So
I'm a newspaper guy.
I would suggest that, well, you're gonna go over that with us anyway.
Yeah. In fact, so what I'm gonna do now, if you don't mind, is this, I'll leave you guys, leave you my marketing plan to review that while I walk around the condo. Trust me, I've done this many, many times, so I'm very used to it. I can do it really quickly. I'll take a look around and look at it through the eyes of a buyer, also an appraiser and an inspector, and all. I'm looking for things that could trip us up. I don't expect there to be any because it's a fairly new condominium. And when I come back, then I'll present to you my findings. And are you interested in quick and basic tips and techniques for staging to get the most profit in your pocket?
Do we need to stage?
Well, I know so much about making a place look great that I can't imagine a stager would make it look better than I could make it.
No, understood.
But if the stager costs anything, is that a cost you cover as part of your marketing plan, or are we expected to pay for the stager?
That's a great question. So I'm just looking around here in the living room. I think you're in great shape. I'm talking the basic minimum staging tips that generally everybody does and forgets about when they go to stuff. So I'm just looking for those, and I'll just tell you, there are things you guys can do with no cost. Okay,
Okay,
make sense? All right,
makes
great.
sense.
Here's a copy of my marketing plan. Appreciate it. I'll be
Thank
back in
you.
just a minute.
Okay. So let's
Alright.
look this over and see how he's gonna make our condo look better than anyone else's. So compare the CMA, I guess that's what he's here to do now, to take a look.
I think he's doing more than that,
Okay,
because he sounds like he wants to go through and give us a value today.
okay, I'd be happy to have a value today. How is he gonna notify 15,000 agents about our property?
That's the internet.
And, oh, good, I see we're gonna be on Zillow. I was gonna ask about Zillow. I don't think we can have a for sale sign though. Do you think maybe we could put it in the window on the balcony?
No, I'm gonna,
So all our
Start to-
neighbors would know that we're for sale?
I think they're gonna know pretty quick by people coming in and out. It's not-
And you know, if we mail out a just mailed flyer to all of our neighbors are gonna know what we're asking. Should we let them know what we're asking, or should they not know what we're asking?
We'll let them know what we're asking,
Okay,
in case they have a friend that might want to buy it.
okay. I don't know what Boomtown is, but maybe we can ask him about Boomtown.
Maybe you got Boomtown.
I see cross-marketing your property with my Boomtown website. Okay, so we'll ask about that maybe if we have a chance. And
Is it Boomtown? Isn't it a TV show?
Boomtown, I don't know what Boomtown is, but it looks like he's gonna arrange all the showings, which is great, because I don't want to show it.
All right.
I think this looks great.
Okay, you guys, you're in a great place here, you know?
Thank
Really like the
you.
view out the back. It's pretty off the balcony. It's nice, you know? Any questions? Do you have a chance to review the marketing plan? Any questions?
Yes, what is Boomtown?
I got rid of that a couple of years ago. It wasn't working for me. It was a, we call it search engine optimization type of thing. And most of the leads weren't there.
Okay, well, do you have an ability to cross-market anyway, even though you're not using Boomtown anymore?
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, on the multiple listing system, Melissa and Zeb, I'm kind of at the mercy of our broker of record, and, you know, he's kind of a jerk. Really, a lot of people don't like him much, because he just, you know, he's kind of old and stodgy. He's a newspaper guy too and stuff, and he doesn't really put it out there to as many of the websites as I'd like, but we're working on it. You know, we're working on it, trying to get him to do as many as he can. Those are the ones that I know for sure that the stodgy old guy is allowed, you know?
Okay. Great,
What are other services, Rich?
Whatever you need. I mean, I'm basically here to help. If, you know, for example, if everybody comes walking in and says, oh geez, you know, we don't like the tile in the kitchen, I can try to attempt to help you find a tile guy if you really feel like you want to do the tile in the kitchen. I personally like it. I'm just throwing that out as an example of other services. Okay?
Well, wouldn't that be already, somebody doesn't like our tile and you've priced it? I mean, they could come in and if the market's busy, we shouldn't have to do really construction work to sell our house. If it's anything, it's just.
So perhaps that was a bad example. I'm just
Yeah,
using it as an example, if, you know, and I'll get into the showings and the feedback and all that stuff. But if you're looking at the feedback, or reading it online through my service showing time, and everybody says, we don't like the kitchen, we don't like the kitchen tile, we don't like the kitchen tile, whatever it is, that's all I'm saying, you know? I was selling one in Abington and everybody said, didn't like the neighbor because he was a porter. And he had tarpaulin for a roof, you know? So that, we can't control that stuff, right? So, but all we can do is price it to sell. Okay. All right. I've been doing this, Steve, for 36 years, over 1,000 sites closed. It works. It's proven it's why I use it. Okay. Cool. So before I came, I did some checking on the multiple listing.
okay.
All right. And currently, right now in Braintree, the condo market is pretty robust. It's only 12 entire properties for sale. All right. Average of 1,652 square feet. So that's $353 a square foot. With condominiums, price per square foot is kind of important because that's how you keep track. Okay. The average price, asking price right now is $521,817, and they've been on the market for 39.6 days.
You're doing an average.
Yeah, this is the multiple listing, right from the multiple listing system. I did this recent search, okay?
So does this have to do with what you've given us here as far as paperwork?
It's the overall
All right.
Braintree condo market. Yeah, I'm going to go over those in just a minute.
All right.
Okay. Now, what the good news is, 12 for sale, 22 are pending sale right now, under agreement, okay? which is great. That's like 2 to 1 almost. So, you know, for every one that's for sale, 2 are waiting to close. All right? Those are small, though, 1,114 square feet at $355 per square foot. So that's better than what's even on the market. So it seems like the prices may be ticking up still, okay? Average under agreement price is $393, $350. Again, some smaller, cheaper ones are selling. And those went under agreement in 26.1 days, okay? This is overall I haven't given you, so
Okay.
I just made my notes, right?
Okay, okay.
So 26 months, so that's the key marker. On average, 26 days. If we haven't gotten an offer in 26 days, we probably should have a heart-to-heart conversation
About what?
About what?
about either something I'm not doing or that we've chosen the wrong price.
Okay.
Fair enough? With any luck, you get something the first week. That's always my plan. And as far as this, the last 6 months sold is 52. So that's really good. You got 6 to 1 is either going to sell or be under agreement, okay? Average square foot is 1245, so that's 340 per square foot, which reflects the winter and how generally things are quieter in the winter. Plus we had COVID this winter as well. Average sale price of $420, $100, okay? That was in 33.7 days on the market, okay? Now, when you bought this place, I'm just gonna tell you what was happening then, okay? The 6 months prior to you buying the place, there had been 89 condos sold in Braintree, so more, which is hard to believe because it's so much higher around, but the average square foot was 1,200 at a price of 307. 307, so 307 to 340. Just taking the averages, you guys, should go up $33 per square foot.
So we'll sell it for more than I paid for it.
Yes, you should.
Okay.
Yep, okay, that's just the averages, okay? Just the averages, but you also did the nice paint, the kerosene, and it's clean as a whistle, okay? And back then, the average sale price was $365, $870, and now it's, what do you say, $420? So that's up $55,000 on average, okay? And back then, they were selling fast, 22 days on the market. Okay. All right, great. Now, to help you with your price, may I give you those basic staging tips?
Sure.
Great. So first things first, generally, according to good housekeeping, white towels in the kitchen and the bathroom, okay? I noticed some color in the master bath, so you may want to put just white, okay?
I'll take my notes.
Yeah, please, it'd be great. And have you ever heard the old saying about counters and keeping all the counters clear and stuff? So if you don't need that gigantic knife wheel thing with all the knives on it, you can stash it in a cabinet somewhere, something might be good, okay? Otherwise, you're great. You got your refrigerator's clear of any sticky things and all the appliances are. Super neat housekeeper. I don't know who it is, but congratulations.
It's me.
Fantastic, okay. Just a couple things, and I don't mean to ever offend. You've heard about family photos, right? You should put away all the family photos. Pictures of people are distracting. Have you heard that before?
No, I haven't. Our pictures are so beautiful. It's
They
part of
are
the decor.
Your art is fabulous. Please leave the art on the wall. I'm referring to pictures of people that are probably friends and family of yours. Because what happens is this, you guys, I don't know if you've ever heard this before, maybe back when you were doing it, Steve. The decision to buy happens in the first 17 seconds of somebody walking into the place. You ever heard that saying, I knew it the moment I opened the door, right? People say, I fell in love with the house the moment I opened the door, right? First 17 seconds are vital. The decision not to buy, 2 minutes, okay? So the things you do.
So how long are you showing?
Well, longer than that, Steve,
Okay.
longer than that, because everything after those 17 seconds or 2 minutes is justification of the emotion you're feeling at that time. Okay, they're justifying, oh my God, look at this master suite, honey, this is why I'm gonna buy this place, it's beautiful, you can soak in that tub. Look at the size of the closet, you can put all your shoes in there, Imelda, you know? I mean, stuff like that happens, okay? Or they're saying, oh, it's too small, we need a bigger unit than this. Oh, I don't like the view out the back. Oh, it doesn't face south, I wanted more sun. All that is the other stuff that they're doing, okay?
So what you're telling us then is that the minute they open the door and what they see first is most important.
It's gonna start the mojo, Melissa, of oh my God, this is the place, or, I don't know, I'm not so sure about this. Does that all make sense?
Maybe we should work with the stager then.
It's up to
You
you.
don't have to know that much, just take down the pictures.
I love that picture.
We'll leave a picture, we'll take down a few of the others.
Can we leave the big one up, the real big one?
Well, that's what I was gonna get, okay, so, I'm sorry, Steve. But that, the giant cardboard cutout of you in the living room.
But that was a birthday gift.
Yeah, but he's got,
That's the one she wants to
just
be.
has a robot and gold chains. I
That's
don't
the
think
one.
that's a good idea. Can you
That's
just
when I
store it?
used to watch Mr. T on TV, I'm sorry.
If you don't mind, just put that away.
I knew that was a bad idea.
Yeah,
All right, and that's about, and then you got,
take it with you when you leave. Take it to Canada. You won't get across the
Sorry,
border.
folks.
I thought I could do that. But the other thing too is, you
Get a
all,
joint fall out of your pocket. You need a match?
you guys are my kind of sellers. I like you guys. We're gonna be friends when we get to this in a while.
I gotta-
I have to go to
Can I leave
Canada.
the mixer on the mountain? That's why I use the tequila.
It's okay.
That's fine. Here's the other thing though, you do want to stash away items of either intrinsic or material value. So you might have just a little piece of jewelry that's really not worth that much, but somebody important, you gave it to you. You know, lock it away, get it out of here. And Steve, like next to your side of the bed, you get an awful lot of cash sitting there. It's all $1 bills. Not sure why. You should put that away, okay?
What $1 bills?
Oh,
Goes with your shoes and light up.
all right. So you guys, here's what you're selling, okay? You've got a first floor unit in the middle, right? 1,310 square feet, parking out in the parking lot, two spaces?
2 spaces.
Great. That's what I thought. You mind telling me the numbers?
I have no idea.
You just pull in, is like the second one from the door or?
It's the 5th one from the front door, and then there's one across the parking lot.
Yeah, across. Okay, I can estimate it.
Okay.
They'll tell that.
What do you think I buy?
And condo fees 436, does that seem right? Because you don't have the garage?
That's
A little
true.
bit cheaper for
Does that
that.
sound right to you?
We paid everything, I paid it.
Yes.
Four things.
All right, so 1310 square feet. So here's the comparables I have for you. You guys have them over there. In the 424 building is the same unit, unit 102, okay?
Yeah.
And that is pending sale. Asking price was 498,800, okay? And otherwise, it's very similar to you, 4-bedroom, 4-room, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,310 square feet. It does have a 1-car garage under. All right, now,
What does it tell me that?
the garage is here.
All right.
Oh, I see it now. Thank you.
Okay, sure, you're welcome. So you can read the remarks if you choose to. They're all generally around the same age.
Well, I know that garage spaces are worth a much higher price, by maybe $20,000 or so. But even though we don't have a garage, I do have the Farrow and Ball paint, and I do have the Karastan carpeting.
I will tell you that, I'm not gonna argue with you, Melissa. I think that I would give the garage under, in a common garage, maybe a value of like $10,000, okay, not 20. If it was a dedicated outside garage space, that might be different. These are all under the building, okay?
Okay,
All right, and then also, if you look at the market time, this was listed on New Year's Eve. So that's in the dead of the winter, okay? And it took them 53 days to get an offer on it. They're anticipating selling on April 15th, so it should have happened by now, but there must have been a delay. Okay?
But if it's a delay, what does that mean? What could cause us a delay?
Well, it could also be that the broker's just lazy and hasn't bothered to change it to sold in MLS. That's possible too. So, but usually, Steve, it's gonna be something along the lines of the financing, or the sellers couldn't find a place to get out. We will try to bulletproof the transaction to make sure that never happens to you guys, okay?
okay.
Great. So that's that one, it was 498. Now, the next one I have for you is in the 414 building, unit 107, A107, you see that one? Sold for 525.
We do.
Yeah, okay, great, we did that one too. So similar, it's a 4-room, 2-bedroom, 2-bath on the first floor. It was 1,470 square feet. That's 160 square feet larger. So
I like that high
little.
price.
You do realize it was larger, right? And also, if you look at the garage, it does say that was a garage as well. Okay?
Well, I know mine is just as nice.
This was also the former model unit for Pulte Homes when they were selling, okay? Yeah, so you know there's gonna be some extra upgrades and things. I can see the crown molding in there in the first picture. Okay, things like that. For a model unit, they're gonna really dial it up because they're trying to sell the upgrades and the upcharges, okay? Can we agree that maybe 525 is gonna be out of reach in this market at this time?
What's the difference in our square footage?
You have 1310, Steve, and they have 1470.
So are you saying that we're going to sell for less because they have a garage and it was a little bigger and it was the model unit?
I'm telling you that generally speaking, square footage is the value. The more space you have, the higher the price you're gonna get. Okay,
Okay,
makes sense? the condominium. Our next, we have unit 101 and a 426 building. So good news about these, you guys, are all one floors, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, let me go back to that one and point out that this was October 28th of 2020 was listed.
What's that?
The 420, the 414-107,
Yes.
right? Former model unit,
This one here, dear.
Yep, I get it.
and it's went under agreement at Thanksgiving and sold in early January. It seems like the market is improving, so that's, I think this condo today would sell for more than it did then, which is good news for you. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Now you got the 101, that one is also the same size, it was a corner unit, 1,470 square feet, again with the garage, and that is a very recent sale.
That one's gone up compared to this one.
That price is even higher.
It's just closed a week ago. So the market obviously ticked up a little bit this spring, or spring and winter, I should say.
How could this one have sold for more if it's the same size and has the garage and wasn't the model unit?
Right, good question. So the model unit was back in the fall, October, under agreement at Thanksgiving, closed in January. So it just tells us that the market in Braintree, particularly for townhome condominiums, is improving. This is
Oh, I
great news for
love
you.
that. That's great news. Isn't that great news? That's great
Good
news.
news, honey.
Okay,
It's just some more money for
I
kids.
feel great now.
All right. And then under agreement, expected to sell like in a month, May 14th, is this last one here, 101 at the 424 building, okay? Now that is a much larger unit at 1,600 square feet, it's almost 300 larger. Do you have it there, like
Oh, we got
424, 101? Yeah,
There it is.
great, great, great.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, all the same, the four
Wow.
rooms, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, it's just their rooms are larger. And that does have a garage under, okay?
Okay.
And that's expected to sell in a month on April, about a month, on April 14th, March 14th, I'm sorry.
What's our condo fee again?
436, right?
And that square footage was 13 and change?
Yeah, so they have a larger condo fee because they have higher, a garage and a bigger building.
But how do we know how this one looks inside and what kind of conditions? And I don't see any photos here.
Just for your class, I always bring the photos, the gallery pictures. I didn't today because I'm trying to save trees, but pretend the gallery is there, okay? Because I always bring it. You should do that too.
I think their decor is horrible, but you're the expert.
So I guess the closest comparable, if we go back to it, is the one that's pending for 498,800. You've got the Faro and ball and a terrace stand. So I look at them. Is that
Look
one?
at that one.
That's this one.
Thank
Right.
you.
They have the garage on.
Mhm. So
Call it a
this is,
trade-off?
so is this our competition?
No, that's under agreement.
Oh,
It should be
under
selling
agreement.
soon. Yeah, actually,
Okay.
it should have been sold already.
Well, I would think then, does it make sense that I'm gonna sell for more than them because I have a nicer unit and the market is just getting more and more expensive?
It's possible. It's certainly possible.
Well, what do you think we should start?
I like that.
What do you like?
498, because they got the garage. You can't use even 20,000 listed. So let's assume that because of the market rising and the things you've done to your unit, let's give it a shot that you can get the same money they did, even though they, on paper, they have the extra amenity of the garage.
Well, I would like to sell over 500.
Mhm.
I'd like to sell much closer to 520. So if I want to sell at 520, and from what you said earlier, buyers are offering at or above asking price, why wouldn't I ask 520 if that's what I want to sell it for?
That's a great question. So what you want to sell it for and what you can sell it for sometimes can be two different things, okay? The 520, you're gonna have to probably be like the former model unit at 1,470 square feet with a garage, okay? You don't have that. I'm sorry, you have 1,310 and no garage, okay? So the market will pay what they can and what they feel is a fair price, even in this market today that we have. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but I don't really like it. So what do we do if we can't sell it for how much we want to sell it for? What will you and I
Well,
do
no,
then?
Rich is telling us that the value, Rich is showing us what the value is today's market. Are you taking into consideration that the values have gone up and are still starting to climb?
Yes, I think so, because the garage, with $10,000 to $20,000, I'm basically saying because of the appreciation and the things you've done to this condominium with the Faro and ball and the terrace stand, I say that's within striking distance. And if, Melissa, if you get somebody that comes in and says, oh my God, look what this lady did. Look at the paint on a wall. And the carpet, this is obviously not just your run-of-the-mill carpet. No. You know, the ladies that understand that value, they're gonna be like, this is the one for me, especially in that first 17 seconds. So they will ignore the fact that they should offer you 10,000 less because of the garage. They'll just give you what you want, because they want to have your Farrow and ball and your kerosene.
Well, now I'm nervous. I would like to consult with the stager. I want to make sure that the minute they walk in the door, it's the unit they want. I think
Well, if
maybe
you
the
start with
stager.
a stager, we're gonna be spending money that we might not need to on a hot market.
I know, but I want to sell for more money.
You can, as Richard said, you can want a lot of things.
My
It's not
suggestion would be,
uncommon.
Can we try?
why don't you do this? Why don't you buy 100 square feet from your neighbor and make this a larger place? You can't do that all the time, you know? The market is what it is, so I think let's just do the right thing. Let's sign the papers today. Let's go 500,000, right on the number. See if you get that or a bidding war higher than that.
If we can sell over 500, I'd be very happy.
Yeah.
So do you want to ask 500? Do you think we can sell over 500 if you and I price it 500?
I think that 499, 900 sounds better than 5, just because I was in the business 30 years ago. And there is a mental connection between 500 and 499, 900. I'm all, I say just go 10,000 more than what the other property was on the market for.
It was on for 498.
Yeah. I don't want to go too high.
Okay. I don't like it, but okay.
So you want 508, 800, right?
You want to try that? $10,000.
Well, that would make me very happy, yes.
And so how long, let's say since they're going so quick and there's so many showings, we've seen cars coming and going at open houses, so we know that there's plenty of people come and get a look. We could start a little higher to see what you might think is a little higher, not necessarily what we think. And see if we can't draw somebody in the buy.
Sure. Listen, this is your guys' condominium, all right? I do what you tell me because you're the boss, all right? My only thought is this, so you think of your condo as like a loaf of bread at the bakery, okay? And it comes off the shelf and it's put out, smells great, fresh, people squeeze it, it's nice and warm and soft. It's the one that people want because it's the new one. It's the one that wasn't offered before. Okay, what happens if it's the next day and that same loaf is still sitting there? What do they have to do with it?
Well, we
have to
understand.
throw
Day-old
it away.
bread price. They put it as day-old bread. And what happens to the price? It's gotta go down. So I'm not saying that 5088 isn't gonna do it, okay? It may do it. It may be that the people come in and do appreciate the paint and the carpet so much, okay? What I'm saying is the facts speak for that would probably be a mistake. And you'd end up being here after the 26 days when most of the condos are sold.
Will we have a better result if we price it at 499.9? Or will we have the better result at 4089? I'm sorry,
I have a question
599.
for you.
Yeah, well, let me answer that first, if you don't mind, Steve. So picture the entire buying thing as a pyramid, right? The closer you are to zero, the many more buyers you get. As you climb up that pyramid, get to the top, $16 million for Giselle and Brady's house in California, there's only a few buyers for it. That makes sense? So the higher you go, the more buyers you squeeze out. And also, Steve, think about, in your newspaper, you have the internet. Where does it start and end in searches? On the zeros, 25, 50, 75, and 100, right? So if you go 5088, anybody that stops at 500 is not going to find out about your house. Conversely, if you go 499.9, anyone who starts at 500 is not going to find out about your house. That's why I always tell people, if you're on a peg, one of those 4 pegs, hit the peg, hit the 500. You'll increase it by 1 to 2, maybe 3% of the people that will find out about your condo.
Let's go with the peg price.
Okay,
That's fine.
sounds good.
I
All right,
think I'm okay with the peg price.
all right, great. You guys gonna watch me go through my paperwork. I expect some pushback from them on a few of the things, so let's get going on that. So guys, here's your copies. First thing first is we have to disclose that I am working for you guys as a seller's agent. The good news is you're the seller, so I'm going to be working on your behalf to do everything I can to get you the best possible price, terms, and conditions, okay? So if you don't mind, notice I've signed it there. There's my license number, and I'm a licensed real estate broker in Commonwealth of Mass. And you guys are right there, just sign there and there if you would.
Oh, great, thank you.
I love it. Soon you'll be a Garlisi again.
That's right.
Okay.
I'll no longer be a
And
Zabotsky,
just
I'll be a Garlisi.
Like I told you, I'm gonna be your agent, okay?
Okay,
So what that means though is, just because somebody might come here from Keller Williams, can't see who's on the call. Yi Chen might come and show your condo, right? And you think, oh, he works in Rich's office. Well, guess what? He works for the buyer, not for me and you, okay? So it's the three of us pretty much against the world. Just because someone comes here from Keller Williams, don't assume that they work for you guys, okay? Please just direct all your communication to me.
okay, so you are our sole agent, only you are going to represent us?
Yep, I'm your designated
I like
agent.
that.
Three of us against the world,
I
okay?
like that.
Great, okay. Next is, we call it the seller's description of property decline, okay? Basically, you have two choices. One is to fill out a long form, couple pages of everything that's right or wrong with the condo, right? Which stays as a record with the sale. Or you can do as my attorney, who's way smarter than me, recommends, and that's decline to fill that out. And here's why, okay? You got that nice new gas stove, looks beautiful, oh, nice and shiny and everything, right? So let's say you say, yeah, it looks great, and you sign and put that in writing. We go to the closing, everything's good, you're in Florida, Canada, and you get a call, hey, your condo burned because your stove was faulty. Well, who put in writing that the stove was fine? You guys did. Who just canceled their condo insurance because they closed? You guys just did. Give me a world of hurt. Okay, so let's do this. Let's let them rely on their home inspector to test the place out. Or they may waive it too. You never know in this market, okay? But then it's on them if something goes wrong. Truly, as your taillights are driving away from that closing, even from the attorney's office where you sign power of attorney, you're done, okay? They can't get back at you unless you willfully and maliciously lie to them when they're here. You shouldn't be here when they're showing.
Should we talk to the attorney about this first?
It sounds like might be the simpler way to go.
Okay. Do you
It-
prefer this way?
I'm all right doing this.
Okay.
I would recommend it. Okay. All right, next is, I call it, I can't be in two places at one time. You guys on the marketing plan, public open houses are a really good idea. You okay with that?
Are you okay with that?
How long is it for? What days, how long does it work?
No.
You don't really want
I
to?
really don't think I am because, I want to know who's come through my condo.
What do you think, Steve?
You can ask my lovely wife why she doesn't want anybody to come in. I know, if you get many people on there at one time.
Well, I
it's
think-
easy.
If I'm hearing right, Melissa, you just want to basically make sure you know that they're a buyer, a legit buyer type of thing, right?
I do, I just would prefer that those who come through my home are qualified to buy it and that there won't be any problem with their being there. I just feel like if it's an open house, anybody who wants to come through can come through and see what I have, and maybe they don't appreciate what I have, and it just makes me a little less comfortable.
I understand. So my thought is this, okay? Is there will be by appointment. We're gonna go over that in a little bit. I use a service called Showing Time. They'll set up by appointment. You'll know that that's a legit realtor and all that stuff. The open house isn't gonna be that we just, unlock the door, throw the slider open and leave. And say, go ahead, help yourself in. No. There's gonna be someone more than likely in the lobby to greet people and buzz them in one at a time into the unit. There'll be an agent in the unit who will then escort them around one at a time. Okay, they may be sent from another agent already, or they may be just a general member of the general public, okay? But certainly we can ask them as they're walking through. Now, it is an open house, all right? So you can't deny someone from coming in to that open house. So that part, I can't promise you all the time. Generally though, buyers they're not always that interested in just roaming around condos for the sake of roaming around condos, okay? If they're coming to the open house, they're probably a serious and legit buyer. And also, in this market, it works well to have a series of showings during the week, culminating with an open house on the Sunday for 2 hours, you asked that, Steve, and then calling for offers after the open house to see what you get from the buying public. So I would recommend that we do an open house, try one open house. If it doesn't go well, you're not comfortable with it, we can revisit that in the future.
Okay, so you're recommending that we go with at least one open house?
If you're okay with it.
You think we'll
Sure.
have a better result and we're more likely to sell over 500?
The more eyeballs you get on this condominium, the better your chances of getting more than one offer, and that's bidding more, things go well from there.
I like the open house idea then.
What if there's an offer before the open house?
Great question. So it's up to you guys what you want to do, okay? You'll know, Steve, because you'll be getting emails, and we'll talk about that in a minute. You'll start to see that there's showings coming. And if there's 1 or 2 or 3, or if there's 30, I think that would make a big difference in if you took the first offer or you didn't. Don't you agree? If you only have a couple showings and you get an offer and there's nothing else for the future, that's a whole different animal than if you've got already had 15 showings and you got 10 more lined up and an offer comes in, right? You might want to wait to see what the other 10 people, agents come back to us.
Right.
If there's only 1 or 2 showings and you get an offer, you may want to take it. I mean, think about this, you guys. You're contemplating selling your condo, right? On the other end, there's buyers out there that have been looking and looking and looking for condos, getting their teeth kicked in, making offer after offer and not getting the place. Okay? They know what they want. They want the Pharaoh and Ball. They want the Garrison. They come in, they see it. Write it up, they tell their agent. And immediately I get an email, here's the offer for my clients, because they're ready to go. They're ready to go. Your first buyer, maybe the first guy, girl in the door, who knows? Let's just wait it out and see, okay? Use my tips and techniques for 36 years to try to help you figure out which way is the best way to go.
So do we have to accept the offer as they write it to us? Or can we define it, or can we tell them exactly what we want?
That's a great question, Melissa. When you get an offer, you have 3 choices. You can accept it. You can just basically reject it, which I never recommend. Because you're basically saying, nope, I don't even want to deal with it. Or you can change the terms and prices in any way, shape, or form that feels comfortable to you. It's called a counter offer. Okay, counter offer. It depends on the form that they send us. There's one form that you can put that in writing. The other one, you just rely on me to verbally tell the other agent what we want. I only do that verbally because if you put it in writing, whether it's an email or a text, it now binds you guys to them for an indeterminate amount of time. That's not fair to you. I would never do it.
Okay, so I have another question.
Sure.
If we've already accepted an offer, what if we get a better one that we like more?
It's a great question. So the Massachusetts laws are very diverse on that, okay? And when we go over the paperwork, I'll explain it to you, because they have two laws in the books. One says the seller can only accept and sell to one party, one offer, right? But the other one says, as a real estate agent under the brokerage, you have to keep presenting offers to the seller until the closing, okay? So they conflict. The two laws just don't make any sense, okay? So what you can do is this. If you get an offer and a better one comes in, do your best to make that first offer. People just go away. Just go away. Maybe you don't agree with the purchase and sale that they direct, that their attorney directs. Maybe you try to change all of the dates and stuff. Maybe you just make them so frustrated that they get fed up and they go away and we go back to them.
So we can be difficult.
If you really want to take the other offer, you have to get rid of the first offer first, okay?
Okay.
So I think Melissa's just talked to something that we need to wait for a few days and look at all the offers that come in. Do you agree with that?
I think so, because I really want to sell it for the most money possible.
Understood.
How often does that happen?
That people take an offer and then try to get rid of them?
Yeah.
Here and there, Steve. I sold over 1,000. I've been at least 25 times. So it's not super a lot, but it does happen here and there. And we just got to see what we can do to make them go away.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, sounds good. So you
I
can
guess
sign
I'll
up.
sign here then. Okay.
Okay. Contract to sell, guys, is next. Here we go. All right. This is the actual employment agreement between you and me. Hiring me to help you sell the condominium. Okay. So that's your condo there, brief description, 4 room, 2 bedroom, 2 bath. That's the tax ID and the booking page in Norfolk County where it's being held. And we agreed at 500 on the button. So there's 500,000 is our asking price. Okay. So
Okay.
you guys are authorizing me to go ahead and advertise that property. I can't put it for sale sign up though. It's a condominium, you have rules and regulations.
Can we put one in the window on the balcony?
If you want to get fined, I read the condo docs, if you want to get fined $50 per day for having it, you can. That would not be a good idea.
Oh, I don't want to do
No, you
that.
don't. Exactly. So no for sale signs in the condominium. We can do temporary open house for 2 hours. Okay.
Okay,
Then you're authorizing me to offer it out to the other agents, the buyer agent, at 2.5%. We do not offer sub-agency because of vicarious liability, but we will offer a facilitator to sell it 2.5%. Okay.
what is vicarious liability?
Sure, that is, if you pay a sub-agent, someone who's also working supposedly for you guys, and they say something stupid like, yeah, of course this condo has a garage. They all have a garage here. It's as if you guys said we're selling with the garage. and you can be found liable. To avoid that, we just simply don't offer subleases, you know.
Okay, and you've also said that only you are representing us.
Sure.
Okay.
So the buyer agent or the facilitator would be on the behalf of the buyer.
Do you have any questions about that? Okay.
All right, now we're gonna split up between them. So the fee actually is a total fee of 5%, okay? Is that all right with you guys?
No,
Okay.
that seems awfully high, and again, we need to keep as much money as possible and sell as high as possible.
Understand? Steve, what do you think about 5%?
Well, we talked a little bit earlier, I did some research, and we know that all commissions are negotiable.
They are.
So, and I've heard of, 3%. Now, being in the business before, I know there's discount brokers. It seems that 4% is about an average today in certain price ranges. I think we're in that price range, especially if you're gonna sell it quick.
Gotcha, I hear you. That's a very valid concern. So let me just show you, if you got those papers that you have there, if you just would do me a favor and flip them over to the back, okay? And pay attention here to the buyer agent fee, okay? This one was a 2. What that represents is half of the commissions being offered. Look at this one, 2.5.
Which one are you on?
All of them, just gonna go through all of them. The one that's sold here at Mahart Parkway, there's another one at 2.5, and a last one at 2.5. So the vast majority of you guys, the agents are recommending getting their clients to agree to offer 5% commission, because that represents half of the fee, okay? What that does is it, you know, everybody's got bills to pay, right? So my fellow agents, if they go to set up a showing, are gonna glance down at what they're being offered for compensation. Okay? Do you think they would push harder and work harder if their buyer's interested in unit 102 here, if they were getting 2% for their family to pay their mortgage and their grocery bills, or 2.5? It's a rhetorical question. I'm kidding,
Well,
Of course
that's-
they're gonna work
that's
harder for
2.5.
right? And here's why, it's just human nature, you wanna make the most you can. So my thought is this, let's just hold firm to the 500 and let's push for a bidding war. Let's get more than 1% more and offset the cost that it's gonna cost you guys for getting your condo sold at 5%.
What if we don't get that, what you think is gonna be a bidding war?
That's a great question. I can't tell you the future for sure. I can only predict what's the way the market's been going. I would expect that we will do really well and you'll get offers higher than that. I have another
What
suggestion.
if you sell it yourself?
If I sell it myself, I can do that at 4%.
I like that. Well, why can't we ask him if we offer 2.5%, as he's suggesting, because all these other agents have been offered 2.5%, and then he can take a reduction on his fee on his end. Should we ask him that?
Right there.
What if we were to offer 2.5%, because you're suggesting that these people have had success with that route, and you could reduce your fee?
So you're saying that you're okay with offering the 2.5% to the other agent, because obviously it works. Most of them are gonna be expecting it. And you'd be looking at me to take a haircut on what I need.
Yes.
Yes.
What is in your mind? What's the number on mine?
Well, at 4%, I feel more comfortable with the 4%, so that would leave you with 1.5.
Okay. Steve?
I wasn't trying to give you a haircut that deep, but, I think 4% would work because it already has. And that didn't take long for them to sell that condo. There's nothing, I don't see anything here that says there's condos on the market there. There's nothing that says any active condo.
No, at the moment, you'd be the only one. That's true.
So that should sell within a week.
Well, and I'm now just thinking about something that you said, that there are discount brokers out there. I don't want anyone to think that I've hired a discount broker,
That's true.
because, I mean, I have the best unit here, as we've talked about my paint and my carpeting, and it's beautiful here. Nothing about my unit is discounted. So how do we not create the fact that people are gonna think that we've hired discount agents, because this is not a discount product?
I have a pretty simple solution. Take 5. Just be done with it. Full service broker, full service fee, get it sold.
I like full service. What do you
4.5.
think, dear?
So just to be clear, you okay if I offer 2.25? Or do you want me to offer the full 2.5 to the buyer?
I'm all right with 2.25.
Okay.
All right. Done deal. Would you just mind changing that initially on it? 4.5, okay. Right. Okay.
Oh, do we need to sign there?
Not yet.
Oh, sorry.
So just initial, like you did, Steve, that's good. All that stuff under paragraph 3 is attorney-approved mumbo jumbo, but basically says anyone we've shown it to for the next 90 days after, we would still be due a fee, okay? And the term of the agreement, as you can see at the bottom, is for 90 days, okay, in the paragraph 5, all right? Paragraph 4, you do understand that we comply with all the fair housing laws, so even if their skin color is purple, you know, as long as their money's green, right, guys? We're okay with it?
Mhm.
Wonderful, great. Paragraph 6 tells you we're gonna be going into the multiple listing service, MLS, okay? That's where I notify the 15,000 plus agents about your comment, all right? And paragraph 7 does allow me to put up the Realtor lockbox up there so that the agents can get an access to the property. Have you guys ever seen one of those before?
I don't think so.
I've seen them on the,
They make me nervous.
I've seen them outside on the gates
But
coming in.
They make you nervous, yeah?
What if somebody breaks into the box and they have the key to my house?
They have that.
Oh, is that,
Pretty heavy duty, isn't it? Yeah. So that code right now is 1940. The condo association has allowed me to put it over by the pool, so the other ones all work. Pretty heavy duty, isn't it?
yes.
So basically, still have the key in there. That's pretty silly, isn't it? So we'll put any 4-digit number you guys want on here, okay?
Okay,
So I wouldn't do like 0420, okay, because that's your address, but we'll put that number on there. So what happens is this, the agents call to make an appointment, all right? You guys get notified however you want, we're gonna go over that next, all right? And then basically, if you say it's good, when you confirms it, they can go to here with their client, get the code from the box, open it up, get the key out and show your unit, okay? It makes things a lot easier and faster than, you know, having to go pick up a key at 29 Commercial Street in Braintree, which is about 3 miles away. Okay, fair enough? All right, great. And I have forgotten the code to these. I have one of my desks that I play around with every day. I keep adding 50 or 100 numbers to it because I can't remember it. I can't get into them. I'm telling you, you cannot get into them if you've forgotten the code. You just have to either figure it out or throw it away. So trust me on that. All right,
okay.
good deal. All right, so the next would be, oh, I need an initial on that afterward, please. And then paragraph 8 talks about informed consent to designated agency. So my office is a designated agency shop. Okay, what that means is, like I told you, me and you, 3 of us against the world. And you're allowing the other agents in my office to come here with their buyers. You don't care who sells it, you just want to get it sold. Yeah.
Right.
So you're opening up to 160 agents at the Keller Williams Springfield Market Center to come show.
Okay.
So I'm your only designated agent, it's right there, but I am going to be your guy. So 3 of us against the world, okay? Now, paragraph 9 talks about when offers come in, okay? If I may, I'll paraphrase. The first one says that I can't tell anybody anything about offers that I have. The bottom one says I can tell everybody everything about offers that I have. So the first one's not very good because someone could call me up and say, hey, Landon, what do you got on unit 102 over there? I can't tell you. What do you mean? I myself is more okay. The bottom one says I can tell them too much. So they say, hey, we're thinking about making an offer. What do you got? Well, we just have 500 and really we're hoping for a bidding war. So what are they gonna do? They're probably giving 501. Or maybe they would want 510 or 520, who knows, right? So I like the middle one better because it says I can tell people if I have offers. I can even tell them if they're my own offer, but I can't tell them anything about the price, terms, or conditions of the offer, except if the offers are at or above list price. So that's a different conversation. So we have a really good weekend of showings and open houses, and I get 2 offers in, okay? Let's say they're at 500 and 505. So then somebody else calls me up and says, hey, they really like your Mahar 102. How many offers you got? Now I can tell them we have 2, and they're both at or above the asking price. Oh, how much over? I can't tell you that. Right? You guys won't allow me to discuss the specifics, only at or above the asking price. So their conversation with the buyers will be like, all right, Landon tells me he's got them over asking already. How bad do you want this place? How high do you want to go to make sure we get it? And that's where you get the 510s and 520s. You get your bidding wars going and find out. So I would strongly recommend an initial on the minimum. What do you guys think?
I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
so just initial that if you would. And then last but not least, additional terms, I say all offers be presented through the listing agent. So it means when an offer comes in, the only one's going to be around talking about it are the 3 of us. I'll likely, with COVID, I'll just email it to you and ask you to call me so we can discuss it. And each one that we get, if we get a lot of offers, you guys, if we get 15 or 20, I'll just do a spreadsheet with the pertinent details on each one. and send that to you as well, okay? Wouldn't that be a nice problem?
That would be a great problem to have.
All right, and if you don't mind, just sign down the bottom. Okay, great. And last but not least, we gotta do our showing instructions form, okay? This is your property, you guys' names, your cell phone numbers, and your email addresses, okay? There's no tenants in the property, so it's not applicable here. And then the lockbox combination, you wanna stay with the 1940, or should we change it to something else?
It doesn't bother me.
Okay, 1940 it is. Any alarm on the condo? We
No.
need to give out to the people, okay,
No.
great. She's your alarm dog.
She screams a lot.
Okay. I won't be setting up the showings, I use a showing service called Showing Time, okay? What that means is this, like right now, I'm talking to you guys about selling your condo. So if I was an agent that set up my own showings, my phone would be ringing in my car and we might miss a showing, that'd be terrible for my clients, terrible for me, that just doesn't work for me, so I pay these guys good money every month to be the ones that set up my showings, okay? So what happens is the agent sends it out to their client, the buyer says, yeah, it looks good, let's go see Mahar. And they then contact Showing Time, whether on the app of MLS or they call them, okay? Well, Showing Time logs them in, make sure they're a legit agent, gets all their information, and then they send out information to you guys about the showing, however way you want, okay? Would you like to be called, texted, emailed, or combination of all of them? You tell me.
I get a text is fine, but
Text for you?
That works for me too.
Text, great. So what'll happen is, it'll say requested showing, okay? It'll be, so-and-so from XYZ Realty looking to show the house, Thursday at noon. So you guys discuss if it's good, you do need to hit, reply to the affirmative on the text, okay? You can also, after you get on there one time, you can download the Showing Time app and confirm appointments from there, okay?
So I will always know who's coming when.
Yes, you will.
Okay.
That said, sometimes they're early, Melissa. Sometimes they're late. Sometimes they don't show up at all. I'm gonna apologize to you both in advance right now for the rudeness of the agents that are out there sometimes, okay? I hope it doesn't happen to you. It generally happens here and there.
Oh, so do I have to leave for showings?
I would recommend it. I would recommend it. What you might want to do, because I just told you that, is wait till you hear the buzzer at the door. You know, because like we could say, I'll write right on here, ring the doorbell before you come in, right? So that before they unlock that outside front door, they hit the buzzer. Now, some of them are rude enough to forget to even do that, right? So you might all of a sudden hit the key in the lock. But you just gotta say, hey, wait a minute, I'll be out here in a minute. And then as they come in, and now you know they're coming, then you can head off to your car and take a quick ride over them, okay?
Okay.
Fair enough? All right, great. So if you don't mind, just initial there and there.
We had intended to interview several agents.
Well, you know what? Congratulations, because you just hired me.
all
And
right.
I'm really looking forward to getting the ball rolling with you guys. So any questions for me before I head out?
When is your first open house?
Today is Wednesday. I would recommend this coming Sunday. Would you
Sunday.
prefer 11 to 1, 12 to 2, or 1 to 3?
I got that.
Thank you, dear. I like 1 to 3.
1 to 3 it is. All right. You guys, please leave a few minutes early because I'm sure the agent will want to get here and get set up. And then there's sometimes a lot of stragglers. So if you would, 3:30, 4 o'clock-ish, I can text you when I know they're gone.
Who's doing the open house?
Great question. I will ask around and see who wants to do it. Like I said, we got this huge office of 160 people. I'm sure there's a bunch of people that would be willing to help me do this open house. So I'll keep you posted on that. Great question.
When will we know what the open house results were?
That's a great question too. So I always ask whoever does my open houses, as they pick up their last sign and get back in their vehicle, I want them to call me or text me and tell me how it went. So if I don't hear from them by 3:15, 3:20, I'm on the horn with them saying, hey, you promised me you'd get back to me, and then I immediately will tell you guys how it went.
Okay.
Like that instantaneous feedback. You said that communication was so important, so I will make sure I communicate with you with the results.
Okay.
The other thing about Showing Time too, is they're gonna get you feedback from the other agents that showed it, which is really nice. So,
You're not gonna get texted to me?
yes,
The feedback
that's
is
my
text?
understanding, yeah. I'm only on the listing agent side of the state, so I don't know how it is on the seller side, but I do believe you get texted.
All right.
Now, Melissa, some of the agents still don't know that the feedback goes to the seller, okay? I have had on 3 occasions, the lady of the house call me in tears because of the mean words that were said on the feedback. So please, just be ready for it just in case, okay?
In case they don't like your carpet or your paint.
Who's not gonna like my carpet or my paint?
There could be 2 of us.
I like this Steve guy, he's funny. You're hysterical, buddy.
That's why I'm going to Florida, but that's another story.
I might be down there with you in a few years.
All right.
All right, any other questions? You guys are asking great questions.
I don't have any other questions, dear. Do you?
All right, I just need a set of keys for the lockbox and we're running.
Very good.
Somebody took mine.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, anybody got any questions about all that?
I'll make close that.
That was great.
That was awesome.
Oh,
Thank you,
very
guys.
any questions though? Anybody got any questions?
Check the chat. Let's see.
That was great,
people
Rich. I
don't-
love the way you handled all the paperwork, very simply.
Thank you, Tasia.
Rich, do you have people that don't want lock boxes?
All the time.
Okay.
So that one too. So let's say Melissa said, well, I want you to be here to show the house. That's the reason I bring up that 17 seconds thing is so important. I say, Melissa, I can completely appreciate that. You know that I know the house next to you is better than anyone else, right? So you want me to be here to show off all the features. Well, let's think about the other part of that whole scenario is that we got a buyer and a buyer agent, and they've been working together, and they're pretty tight now. They've been looking at places, they know each other, they get a vibe and a feel for each other. So let's say they come here, and the door opens, and there's this, 6'3", 240-pound guy standing there. Hi, I'm the listing agent. Do you think the mojo is going to be for the no or the yes more right at that moment? It's going to be a no, because they can't get comfortable in the condo with this person they don't know is there, helping so-called to show them around. So what I suggest is let's use the Realtor lockbox. Let's let the buyer agent do their job with the buyer that's comfortable with them. Let's get that first 17 seconds so that they're feeling good and feeling comfortable and increase our chances of getting the condo sold. Fair enough? And also have them hold the lockbox, you guys. Undo the combinations they try to open up. I mean, you can't get into those things, okay? And also you can promise them as soon as it goes under agreement, I'll take the lockbox off and I'll hold the keys. We can change the code every night if you want. I mean, whatever makes them feel comfortable for the lockboxes, definitely get a lockbox on it if you can.
Yeah, I agree with that strategy. I try to do the same. And I do also find in my own, buyer tour experience when I'm with my clients just seem to feel more comfortable if it's just us. If the listing agent is there, sometimes it's appreciated and sometimes it isn't. It's kind of, personality dependent, honestly. So I also recommend let the buyer agent go and show it.
Well, the buyer agents know what the buyer wants. So why would have a seller's agents there when they're trying to explain?
Exactly.
No,
It's an overkill.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
Plus,
too much.
You can also say, I'll be home during the showings, I'll be lead generating, trying to find buyers for your house. I mean, they want, I want 8 more buyers. Yeah, okay, great. I mean, just whatever you have to do to say, get the lockbox on there, I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Anybody else have a question?
Yeah, one of the things that you had said, oh, by the way, great job, guys. I chuckled through the whole thing with the husband, wife.
On the cardboard cutout. I just, he's got one in his house, I'm sure. The second ones, that's like,
I got my own fat boy up on the.
I was dying over here. I was loving it. Anyway, you had said to them when you were talking about your marketing, which kind of caught me off guard. You had asked them any kind of marketing you would like me to do for you. Is this something you run across a lot, or why is it that you offered that?
that's a great question. So all those questions, you guys, they're giving me the information to know where to prod and poke for their pain so that I can get the listing before I leave, okay? So if they had said to me, we really want you to, send out a flyer to the neighborhood, okay? Then I would have highlighted that and been like, and I'm gonna send a flyer, I'm gonna go right back right now and send out a flyer, okay? Just so that I know that they're hearing that I am hearing what they're saying, and I'm answering those things and saying, this is why you need to hire me as your agent, because I will do the things you want to do with the marketing and get your condo sold.
Make total sense. Yeah, thank you.
I like that 1 to 10, because every time you get a 10 saying, yeah, we want this thing sold in 60 days, don't leave without the contract, because they're going to hire somebody like really soon, okay? If they're like a 7 or a 6 or an 8, what's it going to take to make you a 10? You know, why are you so early in the process? You only have 6 if you had me here today. All right, you may have to come back in the future in that case. Melissa?
My approach is similar with the questions at the beginning. I always ask that question, have you bought or sold a property with a realtor in the past? And if they say yes, I say, could you tell me about that experience?
I got that from you.
Yeah, oh, you did,
I
cool.
did.
So, you know, that way, as Rich said, when you ask that question, more often than not, if they say it wasn't the best experience, it's usually something in that department if this wasn't the best experience. Well, what was disappointing to you about that? So then I understand what went wrong and I know to work very hard to not repeat that.
Yeah.
If I'm sensitive to what they don't like or what was already difficult, I'm going to work very hard to not do that again. So, and then we identify what is important, and it's much easier for me to supply them with, you know, services that are what they're asking for. So if I haven't asked, what do you want? Then I can't deliver it. So that's how I look at it.
And they both said they hadn't sold before, so that's why I didn't press it, but I always ask, what did they do well, that agent? And then I say at the end, what do you wish they had done differently? And that's what you're really listening for, because you want to make sure you point out that you're different from the other agent because you do that thing that they wish you had done differently. Understand? You're showing them that you're hearing what they're saying and that you're going to address their concerns. Okay?
And also, this is where like all the lunacy can come out as well. So by asking this question, if you realize that they have all these just insurmountable expectations, that you're never going to be able to please these people, then you have that decision of, am I taking this client on? Well, you know, in a market like this, I'm going to say yes if it's a listing, because the listing inventory is so low, and I want the listing. But I just have to understand that, you know, I'm going to have to take what I sign up for. So if I know it's going to be a very high maintenance client, I'm going to work very hard to service that, and maybe aggravate myself, but you know, it could be a little more difficult, but I know what I'm signing up for that way. Set the expectations.
Any other questions, guys? All right, we'll wrap it up. Good job.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Nice
Thank you so
job.
much.
Come visit me in Canada. You've got my cell phone.
Thank you.
Backwater across the border.
That was great.
Fastest marriage ever, hour and 10 minutes.
Thanks, guys.
That was really helpful. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks, Teresa.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Congrats on your sale, Teresa.
Thank you.
Good work.
Everyone, really good day. Awesome.